No?
Because I watch fucking Netflix all the time, so I'm using a lot of
But
battery
you're not
life to
running
my
the
game.
3. If you have the 3D activated, it does go by fast.
Yeah, but then again, some games just, the 3D doesn't even, you don't see it, so it's just like, what's the point of having it on?
True.
Because some games, no joke, don't play as good as they say they do in 3D. They run a lot better and look better with it off.
I have a lot of fun with the 3D setting on with Star Fox.
Oh, yeah, I can't play with the 3D for the 3D on. I just keep it off. I don't know. I don't understand the whole 3D thing. Now, mind you, I do want a 3DS because some of the games look amazing on it
shit,
and they're
that's why.
awesome. But 3D wise, fuck that shit. But no, I'm kind of like I feel like going out because I still want to get a 3DS and I feel like getting the bigger version. But then again, it's like, okay, this one doesn't have the control stick. I almost feel like saying, fuck this, I'll wait it out and wait till they make a new 3DS model, because that's how Nintendo rolls. They make a new model every year, and just wait for them to add that extra control stick.
Let me see. How can I put this? The games we're going to talk about, I only care for me. I'm going to say 1.5. Because Pinky here wants to talk about Metal Gear 5. But
Hey,
the last Metal Gear game that I enjoyed was 3.
It's
one, got through a quarter or 2 before I said it sucked. So, Pinky, you take it away. I don't care for it.
You know what? I'm not a big Metal Gear Solid 5 fan either, to be honest with you.
Fuck you guys.
See, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 1.
The one who loves Metal Gear here is this guy.
And then I didn't.
And I just said fuck you guys.
So basically, Hideo Kojima finally came out and goes, "We're making Metal Gear 5," and but lo and behold, everyone's going, "Yeah," and you always fucking say, "Oh, it's the last one."
You know why?
Blah blah blah.
You know why though? Because he goes, alright, that's gonna pay my bills for the next few years. I'm not even making another fucking video game.
That's right. Oh, my bank
account. Shit!
My bank
I'm broke! I need a new game!
I need a new fucking game. I got it. Metal Gear Solid 5. But yeah, it's gonna use their brand new Fox engine.
Oh, that's gonna look sexy.
But so we're probably not gonna see this game for a very long time.
And we're probably gonna get 2-hour cutscenes.
Yes, exactly. Basically, Hideo Kojima, as quoted, he wants to take several ideas from the game featuring the boss and the Cobra unit during the invasion of Normandy, and he wants to take some ideas that he saw in Deus Ex and bring them over to Metal Gear Solid 5.
For those of you who played Deus Ex like I have, it's a pretty decent stealth game.
Yeah.
So excited for this.
Fuck this! Oh my god!
Just to let you guys know, it did drop yesterday. In fact, extended cut to Mass Effect 3's ending. I own Mass Effect 3. I still have not played the story yet because I'm engulfed in multiplayer and I'm finishing up 1 and 2. But yeah, the ending, it's an extended cut to please the fans, because to anybody, including myself, who has followed the story and already knows what happens, the ending sucked. Utterly and completely, no matter which of the 3 endings you chose, they were awful. There is an extended cut that is supposed to be better. I don't know anything about it, but it's free. Pick it up. Try it.
From what I've read about it, they added, they extended the 3 decisions you get, and then they added 1 more decision.
It just... Okay, for anybody who's like me, this is why the ending was terrible. Mass Effect promised a final wrap-up to the series, that it was Shepard's story is done. But the 3 decisions you get, everything you've done throughout all 3 games, those last 3 decisions, all your choices, it meant nothing. All your sacrifices that you went through with your friends mean nothing to those endings. That's why it was so terrible. It's like, they're giving you this final conclusion, but it's like literally, all that you've done, all these hours you spent through these last 3 games, it didn't mean anything. Now, there are a lot of theories to the ending. I, myself, still need to play Mass Effect 3's story to find out, because I just finished 1, and I'm currently in the middle of 2. But anyways, as for Dawnguard, you're gonna need to ask Pinky about that, because he picked it up. I haven't picked it up, and I'm iffy on it because of this. $20 price tag on that DLC.
So yeah, I got Dawnguard, dropped $20 on it. So far, not really finding anything along the lines where I'm like, yes. I'm
It's
about
a vampire versus werewolf.
I'm about three. No, it's vampires versus like a group of soldiers. The vampires. Basically the whole story is, from what I've gotten so far, I'm about 3 to 4 hours in. The vampires gain access to an Elder Scroll, and apparently this Elder Scroll predicts that the vampires are going to take over the land and basically put out the sun so they can take over the land. So once the sun's out, they can rule.
That sounds kind of badass if you're a vampire.
Yeah, and basically,
No, I'm a werewolf.
I didn't choose the vampire side because I'm a werewolf and I want to stay as a werewolf. So I still have to make a new character and try out the vampire side. But I haven't yet to get the perks for my werewolf, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it to work. They explain to you how to do the freaking vampire one, but they don't explain how to do the werewolf one. So I haven't figured that out yet. The new crossbow it's pretty deadly. I will have to say that.
Your character's not meant for bows.
Yeah, my character's not a very good archer, but using it, he's basically killing vampires with one shot. So they've definitely made that crossbow like OP'd.
The next game we're going to talk about, personally, I'm excited for it. I don't care if I already own the game. Doom 3 BFG.
Yes.
$40. It comes out this year. It's completely redone in HD. They're adding longer segments of the story, and it's going to include the expansion pack that came with it.
And 7 new missions called the Lost Missions that have never been revealed. So you get brand new missions, the old DLC missions, and an HD remake of Doom 3 with the multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. If you haven't played co-op on Doom 3 story yet, you're going to have so much fun when one of you are shooting and the other one of you is like, oh yeah, by the way, you're flashlight, bitch.
Oh, they fixed that. They announced that you don't have to carry the flashlight at this anymore. It's on your shoulder.
That's the fun of co-op.
Dude,
really? They got rid of that?
Yes, it's
That's
on your
gay.
shoulder now. Your flashlight's on your shoulder now. You never have to worry about running around like this. And
Dude,
shit.
that's hella gay.
Eh.
That ruined the
But
fun
that
of
was
it.
the biggest complaint that everyone gave about that game back in the day.
But this is how I said, back in the day, that was the biggest complaint.
Yeah, it
but
was
you gotta
the
admit,
biggest
it
complaint, and they
made it
fixed it.
challenging, though.
Yeah, it did. But I mean, you can make it more challenging by upgrading the fucking enemies' health
Well, fuck that.
and their damage. That would make it harder.
That's what they did in the expansion pack version. They upgraded the enemies by what gun you use, change the enemies that come at you, and also change the way they attack.
That too. Who knows? They might throw that in there too.
So again, it's $40. It comes out later this year.
Comes out on October 16th.
It's going to be awesome. And for those of you waiting for the already announced and the 20 leaked images, if you've already found it for Doom 4, it's a pretty good, waiting thing to just, kill
Yep.
time till Doom 4 comes out.
Oh,
Especially since Doom 4 will be using a brand new engine.
I forgot
one
the-
that's more advanced than the Rage engine. And for those of you who have played Rage, it is a pretty game.
yes, it is.
It's the same reason why I might pick up Halo 4. I don't care for Halo, but Halo 4 is just so fucking pretty.
Yes, it is. Also, one more thing, if I remember right, Doom 2 and 1 come with the package as well. So you get the whole trilogy.
Even though Doom 3 is as if Doom 1 and 2 never happened, but still.
Yeah, well,
Now,
gotta love
this
when video
next
game designers do that.
we got good news and bad news. For people like me, Dustin, and Pinky, even Dear Razzle out there, if you're a Saints Row fan. Saints Row, Enter the Dominatrix. The standalone what-if story for Saints Row 3 has been canceled. But the good news is, the new president of THQ decided, you know what? Make it a brand new game. Now, nobody knows if all the content that was being put into it, because the whole game was about aliens and superpowers and all the really cool shit that you did at the end of,
It's all in there. They basically said everything that is going to be in the Enter the Dominatrix will be in the next game for Saints Row, which comes out next year.
Now,
Which
nobody
scares
knows.
me a little.
See, this is the problem. He didn't officially say it'll be a part of Saints Row 4. He just said it'll be in the next Saints Row.
Exactly.
So no one knows, but just know that everything that went to Enter the Dominatrix isn't dead. It's alive, and it's gonna be better.
Basically,
Yes.
the
Duel-
president, the new president, the Naughty Dog co-founder is the new president of THQ. For anyone that doesn't know that, he basically is traveling around to all of THQ studios and seeing what they're doing. And when he got to the Saints Row guys, he was just basically like, "Wow, this is very impressive. What can you guys do if I gave you more time?" And they said, "We can make a full game." And he said, "All right, fucking do it."
For Duel, a buddy of ours, Sam, he's been on the stream once or twice. Just like me, we're huge Dead Space fans. And just like Saints Row, Dead Space 3 comes with good news and bad news. Brand new game. It's finally a sequel to Dead Space that we've been waiting for. And from what I know about the story, you're still fighting the Necromorphs, but there's two new enemies. The government and the church, they're after you, and they're sending people to come get you. Pretty awesome. Isaac's made a friend.
Hey, friends.
This includes co-op for the story. Now, the other new enemy I don't know much about. I just know that they're simply called the Hive Mind, and they're different from the Necromorphs. Not much is known about them. I don't even know if any images have been released.
I think they're picking up, if I remember right, there was a little bit of detail about them. They mutate. So, you know how, like,
They'll mutate.
so you know how, like, the C virus that was announced for Resident Evil? I think Dead Space taking that same idea. If you shoot off an arm, it mutates, and they basically does something crazy. So, you always have to figure out, you know, where to shoot them, and it's like a guessing
I
game.
did some research of my own because I'm a Dead Space fanboy. You know, obviously I got my little plasma cutter here.
Oh, God.
But I found out why they're called the Hive Mind.
Oh, no.
They work together. Unlike the Necromorphs who just rush you, the Hive Mind will work together, even in co-op. They will work together to trap you, take you out, and kill you faster. From what I've read, basically what they said, if you shoot one of the bigger Hive Minds, and you hurt it, the other Hive Mind will rip off their body parts to heal the bigger one, and run away to heal themselves.
Oh, God.
They want to make the game challenging for you.
It does sound challenging.
Now here's the bad news that upsets me. For those of you who really love the competitive multiplayer of Dead Space 2, that was really cool. You know, it was like Left 4 Dead, but it was challenging. There were objectives, really hard, but with a good team it was fun. Because EA was like, you know what, we're going to put in co-op, we should make the co-op cool, they're going to remove competitive multiplayer. I'm hoping it comes out as a DLC later, like they did with Resident Evil 5's Versus mode.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks that they're removing that. I mean, I had a lot of fun with competitive multiplayer. You can ask Pinky here, who has seen me play it, and with
I was raping kids in that game, dude.
Oh.
Until you find the kids that are like the highest level, and they're like damn near impossible to kill because you're a lower level than them.
Upgraded all their weapons.
Yeah.
Off you in 2 shots. But anyways, it's a little sad they're removing that for Dead Space 3.
Uh,
But you know, no special editions have been announced for it yet. But they have confirmed there will be something special with it, just like how Dead Space 2 came with its arcade title, a book, and a tin case, and all that other cool crap.
Yep. So Microsoft finally announced the Summer of Arcade.
Yeah, it's summer.
This list does not look impressive. I think this might be the first year that it might be a failure.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean,
for the Summer of Arcade, if you were like me and as a kid had a lot of fun with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD, they're taking the best levels from the first 3 games, remaking them in HD. I don't know if there's multiplayer or not.
probably.
You know, it's fun. If you were into the originals and not the crappy new ones like Project 8 and that shit. The other arcade titles Pinky knows about more than me, so Pinky?
I really don't know much about these. Racketeers, I believe it's a Kinect game. Basically, it's...
Take it from me, who has Kinect. The
Yeah.
only good Kinect game that I've actually played was Steel Battalion.
So yeah, Racketeer, it's a Kinect game, and from what I've seen, it's basically like Angry Birds, but more interactive with Kinect. So I mean, if you like Angry Birds, you might be interested in this. Deadlight, I actually have not looked into it, other than from what I know, I believe it involves zombies. So it's a zombie game. If you love zombies, that might be something interesting to you. Hybrid, I think, is a first-person shooter game. And then Dust to Illusion, I really don't know that one much either. I really haven't taken the time to look at these games, and
All
they
I know
haven't
about
really.
Black is if you enjoyed Black and White from Lionhead Studios, it's similar to that.
Okay. Yeah, they haven't really.